It starts with a man in front of a mirror. He looks tired. His tie is crooked. The day hasn't even begun, and already he feels behind. He reaches for the bottle. The cap twists with that little plastic crackle, an everyday sound we all know but never think about. He pours, tilts, swishes. The sting hits instantly. His eyes water. His reflection grimaces. 30 seconds of fire. It's a battle. Him versus bacteria, mint versus morning breath, civilization versus decay. And when he spits, it's over. The foam swirls down the drain. He stares at himself again, cleaner now, stronger maybe, or at least more ready. Millions of people repeat this exact ritual every day. Some before job interviews, some before dates, some just to feel alive. But here's the twist. That bottle in your bathroom, the one promising freshness and confidence, was never meant for your mouth. It began in a place of blood, steel, and fear. A hospital, 1879. A time when surgery could kill you faster than the disease you were trying to cure. Before it made your breath minty, it was invented to save lives. The 19th century was not kind to anyone who needed surgery. Hospitals smelled of iron, rot, and despair. There were no gloves, no disinfectants, no understanding of what infection really was. Surgeons operated in the same clothes they walked in, wearing coats stiff with the dried blood of the day before. And if you survived the surgery, the real battle began: infection. Enter Dr. Joseph Lawrence, a man obsessed with cleanliness. In St. O. Louis, he worked tirelessly to apply the new theories of Joseph Lister, a British surgeon who had just proposed something radical, that germs were invisible killers and antiseptics could stop them. Lawrence and his business partner, pharmacist Jordan Lambert, decided to create a chemical mixture strong enough to cleanse wounds and surgical instruments, one that could annihilate germs on contact. It smelled harsh. It burned skin, but it worked. They called it Listerine, a tribute to Joseph Lister, the man who changed surgery forever. At first, it was used only in hospitals. Surgeons washed their tools in it, dabbed it on wounds, even used it to mop the floors of operating rooms. It became a quiet hero of early medicine. And for a while, that's all it was: a disinfectant. Useful, functional, unremarkable. Until someone realized this stuff kills bacteria almost anywhere. By the turn of the century, Listerine was being sold for just about everything. Dandruff, Listerine, cuts and scrapes, Listerine, sore throat, Listerine. It was the duct tape of disinfectants. If something needed cleaning, Listerine was your guy. But there was one problem. Sales were flat. The product worked, but no one really needed it at home. Then came the 1920s, the golden age of advertising, when fear and beauty became the twin engines of capitalism. The Lambert Pharmaceutical Company, desperate to boost profits, hired a clever new marketing team. They didn't just sell a product, they sold insecurity. The company's ad men invented a new medical term: halitosis. A word that sounded scientific, but simply meant bad breath. They printed dramatic stories in newspapers and magazines. A young woman loses her chance at love because her breath offends. A man is passed over for promotion because of a personal hygiene issue. They didn't sell Listerine as a disinfectant, they sold it as salvation. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, the famous tagline read. Suddenly, mouthwash wasn't about health, it was about social survival. And sales exploded. Within a decade, Listerine went from a struggling antiseptic to a cultural phenomenon. People didn't even know what halitosis was before the ads, but now everyone feared they might have it. Listerine had turned an invisible problem into a visible profit. But let's talk about what's actually happening inside that electric blue potion. Mouthwash isn't magic, it's chemistry in motion. The alcohol, often ethanol, acts as the main weapon. It breaks down the outer membranes of bacteria, essentially dissolving them. Then come the essential oils: eucalyptol, menthol, thymol, and methyl salicylate. Each one plays a different role. Some attack plaque, some reduce inflammation, some add that icy freshness that makes your eyes water. Together, they create a hostile environment for bacteria, but also for your taste buds. That burning sensation, that's ethanol and essential oils triggering pain receptors in your mouth. It doesn't mean it's working harder. It just feels like it is. That's part of the genius. Our brains are wired to associate pain with progress. The sting makes you believe something powerful is happening. And in a way, it is. Because your mouth isn't just a hole for food and words, it's a microscopic city. More than 700 species of bacteria live there, forming communities on your teeth, gums, and tongue. Some of them protect you. Others wage war. Mouthwash is the nuclear option. It levels the field, killing both the villains and the heroes. Which is why modern science debates, is mouthwash too effective? Could we be sterilizing our mouths so much that we upset the natural balance that protects us? Some studies even suggest that overuse might raise blood pressure, since the good bacteria that help regulate nitric oxide levels are wiped out. So, yes, it works. But it works too well. It's a weapon, not a toy. Over time, Listerine and its competitors adjusted. They dialed down the alcohol, added fluoride to strengthen enamel, introduced antimicrobial agents like chlorhexidine and cetylpyridinium chloride. They shifted from harsh medicine to daily habit. Advertising followed suit. Gone were the fearful bridesmaids of the 1920s. Now came confident smiles, minty waves, and CGI germs bursting like tiny villains in slow motion. New players entered the market: Colgate, Crest, Scope, each promising something unique. Whitening formulas, gum defense, alcohol-free versions for sensitive users. The war for your mouth became a global battlefield. And in the middle of it all, the ritual remained the same: rinse, gargle, spit. It's strangely meditative. 30 seconds of chaos and calm. The sound of bubbles, the cooling burn, the whoosh of relief. It's not just hygiene. It's a small daily act of control in a world that feels uncontrollable. You can't fix your whole life before 9 a.m., but you can conquer your breath. Mouthwash became more than a product. It became a symbol. In movies, a character swishing mouthwash is shorthand for tension or vanity, a nervous habit before a big meeting or a date. In ads, it's a promise of social acceptance. In bathrooms, it's a badge of modern civilization. It represents the human need to appear composed, controlled, and clean. And maybe that's why it stuck. Because mouthwash, at its core, is a paradox. It's a cure for a problem we created. A ritual for reassurance in an age of anxiety. We rinse not just to remove odor, but to wash away uncertainty. In a sense, every swirl of mouthwash is a little prayer that will be good enough, that will make the right impression, that will belong. That's why it survived over a century of reinvention. It doesn't just clean your mouth, it calms your mind. Think about that for a moment. The same chemical that once sanitized scalpels and saved soldiers' lives now sits quietly on your sink, waiting to be used after breakfast. The thing that began as a medical breakthrough became a marketing masterpiece. It went from fighting infection to fighting insecurity, from operating rooms to bathrooms, from antiseptic to aesthetic. And yet, that's what makes it brilliant. Because mouthwash isn't really about germs or mint. It's about transformation. It's about the human desire to renew, to start fresh, to erase the invisible evidence of imperfection. When you rinse, you're not just killing bacteria, you're symbolically rebooting yourself. You're saying, yesterday might have been messy, but today, I'm clean. I'm new. It's one of those small, unspoken rituals that ties us all together. Like brushing your teeth, making your bed, or pressing snooze one too many times. It's a gesture of faith in the power of small routines. So, the next time you stand in front of the mirror, bottle in hand, remember the story behind that sting. It's not just mint and alcohol swirling in your mouth, it's history, psychology, and a century of human obsession with purity. You're holding a 150-year-old legacy of invention, marketing, and our endless battle with imperfection. From the blood-soaked hospitals of 19th century St. Louis to your bathroom shelf, that blue liquid has witnessed humanity's strangest contradiction. We destroy in order to feel renewed. We burn in order to feel clean. Because that sting, the one that makes your eyes water and your jaw clench, isn't just cleaning your mouth. It's reminding you that progress often hurts. That even in the smallest, most ordinary acts, there's a spark of transformation. So, go ahead, pour, swish, spit. Embrace the sting. Because sometimes pain is proof of purpose. And that's why Mouthwash, this tiny, fiery, mint-scented miracle, is truly amazing.